Hi, do you want to rev up your fitness level and challenge yourself? Do you want to go beyond what you thought you could accomplish athletically? Or do you want to just take up a new sport or adventure? Hi, I'm Michael Sinko, and I'm going to describe for you how you could do a triathlon. Triathlons basically are three events in unison. There is a swim leg, a cycling leg, and finally a running leg. There are varying distances. Most people are aware of the Ironman that's done in Hawaii, but I'm going to concentrate and speak to the sprint triathlon variety, which is typically about a third of a mile swim, about a 15-mile bike ride, and a 4-mile run. You can find triathlon events anywhere. Just Bing up or Google triathlon calendar, and you can find them all across the country. Typically, they're held near bodies of water because obviously you'll need uh, that component in order to do the triathlon. But also, I think it'd also be advisable if you had a buddy of sorts, especially if it's the first time you're going to perform a triathlon. It's good to have somebody with you that's in the same boat. You might want to share tips and tricks and be a motivator for each other. There's going to be equipment you need, and one obviously is the running short, which can be combined as your swim wear as well. Uh, these dry very easily. You don't have to do any changing or taking off the swimsuit, and most are very, very comfortable. You may want to opt for the full blown swimsuit when you enter the water because that gives you a lot more buoyancy than just a regular running slash swimming short. You could typically go a little bit quicker, expend a less energy, but the downside is you got a lot more to take off in your transition area. Swimming goggles are very important. You want to be able to guard against any kind of knees or legs that typically you might run into when you're first entering the water. But maybe more importantly than that, you want to have some protection against the sunlight when you're swimming in the water so you can see those buoys. Water bottle for your bike is crucial. You want to stay hydrated during this event. And what a lot of people may not think of is the use of bike gloves. When you're going 15 to 20 miles on a course with the gravel and the bumps, that vibration can make your hands numb up to your elbows. So gloves help fix that. And the most component that is the most crucial, I should say, is your athletic shoes. Try on many styles, get comfortable, wear them often before event day so that you're not breaking them in on that day and you could work out any kinks. I would train to the weakest leg of your repertoire, meaning, let's say in this case, you're weak on running. The way to counterbalance that would be to run steps. That way they improve your run time, your strength, your endurance, and also with the buildup of your leg muscles help on your bike and swim events as well. Often the event sponsor will provide a course map. There you'll be able to get a preview of where the running and cycling as well as the swimming events run through at the city or the town. And also quite often they'll have elevations so you can prepare for those hills. The night before, I would recommend just eating light. Typically, a carbo meal like pasta or spaghetti will help you build a little bit of reserve for that next day when you'll be burning a lot of calories and carbs. So, get a good night's sleep as well. And when you wake up in the morning, I think the most crucial thing you could begin with is just drinking water. There's nothing wrong with having a light breakfast like a cold cereal or an energy bar, but I think keeping yourself hydrated with a lot of fluid, particularly water, is the best course of action. You want to get there early because the further you park away from the transition area, the more you're going to have to tote, and the longer it'll take to put your bike, your helmet, your gloves, your shoes, your energy bar, your water bottle. You want to come out of that water seamless when you go from the lake or the ocean or the river to your bike. And speaking of the water event, that's where it all begins. That's the first leg of a triathlon. And usually that becomes the most chaotic because you have everybody going in at the same time. You're looking for the buoy to be sure you're on track. You'll have kayakers out there that'll help guide you and make sure that you're on course. But once you finish that particular leg and you climb onto your bike, things become a little less hectic. There are many aides and volunteers out on the course for these events, and they will help you be sure that you're on course, that you're not going down the wrong street, and they'll provide you with fruit and water as well. Pace yourself during the triathlon. You may have a burst of energy, but remember, you've got 3 events to complete, and you want to like run quickly down hills, and you want to cycle quickly down hills because you're inevitably going to have an uphill climb. So pick your spots when you want to rev up and then when you want to pull back, because when you get to that finish line, it's all worth it. You often get a very neat t-shirt, long sleeve or short sleeve shirt, sometimes a gym bag, but a lot of the triathlon sponsors now give out quasi gold medals, which believe me, you'll begin to, if you get interested in this sport, enjoy the collections. And a side benefit, and an important one, is the camaraderie and the friendships that you establish during these events. You'll begin to see some of the same faces at each event, and you'll be able to train together and forge some long-lasting friendships. But don't forget to treat yourself. I always finished my triathlons with a big bowl of Haagen-Dazs rum raisin ice cream, typically clocking in about 1,600 calories. But you know what? I didn't care. You deserved it. You're a triathlete now. Go for it.